Good morning, Pastor Curt here, and I got a more serious question for you. Is the church losing ground or gaining ground? Are the claims of Christ being more considered or less considered? Well, the stats are pretty clear. People are going away from church, especially mainline denominations. And there's a few hot spots, places like Bayside where the church is growing, but a lot of people are saying, I'm not a Christian anymore. I never was, and I never will be. What can we do to turn that around? Well, some people have suggested we got to change our doctrines. We got to get rid of some of the pesky doctrines people no longer like. And man, every time a church does that, they shrink even more. Some people have said we got to learn from business leaders. And boy, I love 7 Habits of Highly Successful People. I like all that stuff, and there's some wisdom there. But I don't think it's going to turn it around. What about this? Some people have suggested pastors need to be cooler, that Pastor Curt needs to wear skinny jeans at all times. Can we just agree that me and skinny jeans will absolutely make the cause of Christ fail in our world? I mean, that's not going to work. So what will work? Well, there's this miracle in the Old Testament. I think it's the key to understanding it. It's a miracle like no other miracle in the Bible. It's not a miracle of healing. It's not a miracle of God releasing people from demonic spirits or opening up eyes. It's a miracle of generosity. See, Moses says, hey, we're going to build a house for God. And you guys find what you got and give whatever you can give. And the people gave too much. They gave so much, Moses had to say, stop, you're crowding out the workers. We can't get the work done with all this giving. That's what absolutely changed that nation and set them on a brand new path from former slaves to totally free. Here's what it says in Exodus 35:21. And everyone who was willing and whose heart moved them came and brought an offering to the Lord for the work on the tent of meeting, for all its service, and for the sacred garments. That offering changed their identity. It changed their credibility. And it's the same with you and me. I know it'll change everything in our world if we unleash compassion. If we went to every kid who couldn't read, we went to every person on the streets, we went to every person in jail, every mom struggling because there's not a dad around, every dad struggling because there's not a mom around, every person battling anxiety or depression, everyone with a financial crisis, or everyone with just any sort of crisis, if we met the need. And by the way, that's exactly what you're doing. In Santa Rosa, there was a huge fire, and you responded. In just 2 weeks, you gave $465,000. For the Harvey hurricanes, you gave $150,000. And then last weekend, you brought 40,000 pounds of additional food for our food drive. And you know what we're hearing? We're hearing this all over the place. The community page, not the church page, the community page in Santa Rosa is blowing up on their Facebook and saying, man, what an incredible church that is. What an incredible act of service they've done for us. Goodwill is erupting where there wasn't goodwill. Why? Because people were willing to give. I'm not going to tell you what to give. I'm not going to tell you who to give it to. But when was the last time you were really willing? Would you ask yourself that question today? And when was the last time you let your heart be moved? And when was the last time you sacrificially gave something away to build someone else up? Would you think about that this morning? Would you pray that through?